fiddlers. Here I'm going to show you how to change a string, and this here is a ball end type fiddle string here. Some have loops, this is a ball end. So the first thing you want to do is insert the ball end of your string into the slot here in your fine tuner, like so. Okay. Now you'll notice that there is a bit of a plastic sleeve, and that's meant to go over the slot in the bridge, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so we've got the ball end of the string into this slot. Okay, now we're going to, next thing is to get it into the tuning peg, you see. So okay, we're going to put the end of the string into the hole in the tuning peg. Now you may notice that this is a this is a bit of an old string, so I'm going to trim it a little bit, like so. Let's see how we're doing here. Oops. Helps have some tools. So these cutters for if you need to trim your strings. There's side cutters are good. A pair of needle nose pliers helps too. And you'll see how these are used in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the end of the string into the hole in the tuning peg, and I've selected the A string tuning peg because it's the most awkward to put in. And this is where it helps to have one of these guys, a set of needle nose pliers, and you'll see right now how I'm going to use that and why it's handy. You see, so there's not much room to work with, as you can see. Okay, but I'm going to put this in here like so. Get into the hole. Let's see. Okay, so you can see there just where the string is going into the hole. Okay, now we're going to tune this, turn the peg. I hope that's gone in far enough. Let's stick it on the other side. I think it is. Now you can see there. Okay, it's stuck out the other side. You can see that. Now that's probably stuck out far enough, but if you want to pull it a little more, this is where your needle nose pliers comes in handy. You can pull it out a little more, but as I said, just that little bit that the string's sticking out is good enough, because as you can see, it's wound in cloth, and that cloth helps the string to stay in the peg. Okay, so okay, we're going to tighten it up now. Oops, I think it's come out of the back end there. We'll put that back in. A little sleeve has come to the fore. There we go. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold it like that to kind of, so it doesn't come out of the peg, like so. Oops, and I'm just going to turn it until it's more or less in place. Okay. This is where you can put that little sleeve in place. It's not imperative, but I guess it's there basically to so the string won't gouge in too deeply into the groove here in your bridge. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tighten it up just so it's it's tight enough. Okay. Now here's your E string. Peg dope is handy stuff to have, and if you've been playing fiddle for any length of time, you'd probably be faced with the problem of the peg slipping. It won't stay in tune. It keeps going flat on you, going out of tune. And that's why you want this stuff called peg dope. Or even, a chalk will do, something abrasive. You might even get away with toothpaste because it's got an abrasive in it. I don't know if that'll work. I never tried it, but chalk will do, or you can get proper peg dope from the music shops. Something abrasive that'll, when you put this thing back, it'll stop the peg from turning back on you, and your fiddle will stay in tune. Okay, so okay, I'm going to put this thing in place here. But those are the basics of. I'm going to clip off the end there. If you live in the north, where it's, oops, it's hard to You don't get these things. You learn to improvise. I lived in the Northwest Territories, taught fiddle. I learned to be a bit of a luthier. When a luthier is a guy who works on stringed instruments, like fiddles, guitars, and so on. You don't want, say, your E string to be crossing over your A string. Okay? If it does that, once you tune your E string, it's going to throw your A string out of tune. So always make sure strings don't cross each other here in the sort of tuning box, I guess they call it, here on the scroll, the head of your fiddle. So I think we can just crank her up and oops, hang on, it's a bit of a tight go, but not too bad. Okay, how are we looking here? Oh, see, there's your sleeve. There's your sleeve, and of course the thing's in the slot of your fine tuner there. Okay, so there we go. So there your strings are in place now. Not so hard. Now the tuning of it is another story. If you have a tuner, that's really helpful. That's really helpful. But you can tune the fiddle to itself, and that requires a little bit of an ear. This was Andrea Hansen, whom some of you may know, co-founder of Strings Across the Sky. She taught me this. So if you start with your D, let's see. So you can just match that sound. Da, and you'll da 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 da. That's a little flat. So da 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 da. There we go. Now you go upwards. It's sort of da 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 da. Let's see. Da da. Not too bad. That's where here's where you use your fine tuners. And just for your information, to raise the pitch of your fiddle, you want to turn your fine tuner clockwise, the way the clock goes, right? So if you can hear, listen. Here that goes up. So let's see how that compares to the D. Here's your D. Da, 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 da. Then with the A it goes da. So I'm going to go down an octave. Da 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 da. Da. Okay, we can hear your E is the same pitch as your A. Here's your A. And so you know you're way flat, like how many, 5, 8 tones? That's, so up we go. Say da 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 da. There we go. I think we're more something like there. Now here's a little something that when you come to tuning your fiddle, there's going to come a time when your fine tuner is screwed as far in as it can go. So what you do, you just back it right off. Okay, just back it right off. Okay, and of course that'll send your string away flat. That's not a problem. You'll correct it with your tuning peg. So your tuning peg is for the gross tuning as opposed to the fine tuning. See, fine tuning, gross tuning. I don't know. I don't think any musician uses that term, but that's what it amounts to. You know, the big tuning. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I backed off the A string, the fine tuner on the A string. So naturally, it's going to be flat now. So I can bring it up to snuff with this one here. Let's see. Da, da, da. You can hear it's way flat. So. Da, 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 da. There you go. And now you've got lots of travel on your fine tuner. So that's something helpful to know. Okay. Now of course here's our E is way out of tune. Let's see. Oh no, here's something. Now something you might want to look at is the angle of your bridge here. The bridge should be perpendicular, straight up and down. Okay, if it's not, you got to, well, you can sometimes, so here's what you can do. I suppose it's best to just back the strings off and straighten it, you know, straight by doing that, you know. But okay, so now when you're using the tuners, because these are called friction pegs, okay, it's the friction that holds them in place. So when you're tuning your fiddle, you gotta make sure that while you're turning the peg, you're pushing inward at the same time. Okay? Otherwise you're going to turn it and it's going to turn right back on you. So you turn it in so that when you let go of it, it stays where you've turned it to. So that means you got to have some really good control over your fiddle. And you can just sort of dig it into your gut like this. Hold it with the opposite hand you're going to be tuning with. So I'm going to be tuning with the E string here, okay, which I'm using my right hand. So with your left hand, you grab the neck and the body and you hold it into your gut so it's not going to go anywhere. And you do, and then, well, you can do it like this. You can, with your left hand, see here I'm using my thumb to pluck the string, right? That frees up my right hand to do the tuning. So here goes. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. That's not bad. And you're going to be pushing it at the same time, right? There. Okay, so it's roughly in tune now. And of course, if you got your tuner, it's a lot easier. You can put the tuner, you know, clip it on here or wherever, you know, and you just pluck the string and it'll tell you, you know, you're at E or D or whatever, and if you want it to go to A, go to D, I got to crank it up quite a bit to get, or back down. So so let's see. So there you go. It's in tune. Sometimes your action will get kind of high, and what that means is that the distance, the string, is really high up off the fingerboard. Okay, which means that when you're pressing on the string, you've got to really press hard to get that string down to the fingerboard. Okay, so that's the distance between the string and the fingerboard is called your action. And if your action is high, that's a problem. You know, it's harder to play. So you can actually correct that by you can take your bridge off and then just you can carve it down maybe 1/16 of an inch or so. But we won't go into that right now. So I hope that's been helpful. I guess that's all I can tell you right now. Happy fiddling.